Hello, everybody. I'm here to answer a very important question. It was like my favorite question of the year that people had asked me. It's about Maynard James Keenan. Now, I don't know if you heard of, but well, this video is only for people that did hear. But if you're interested in knowing who, the lead singer for Perfect Circle, from Two, and also Pussifer, did my three favorite bands. Well, one of my three favorite bands. So back to the artist, I would have to say I would have to say he is a genius, not only because of his work, mostly because of his thinking. The way the Maynard thinks. Sorry if I pronounce his name a bit differently, and you will notice that my accent is like a mixture of a lot of weird things that is not really relevant right now to explain. But anyways, going back to Maynard James Keenan, I think he's my favorite because he moves on with his work in such a progress where I can move on with my life happily with him. So like, let's say he would make a sad song about somebody's death. If his song was sufficient enough for him to move on from that sad feeling, obviously he will miss the person forever, but he won't keep on crying every night because of it. Like what he does is like, if he makes a song strong enough to heal that certain feeling, then he will move on to something different, perhaps something happier. And what I like about his music is that if I'm in a sad moment, I can have his music, and his music has made me feel um good enough and better for me to not touch that moment again, and I'll be happy. So then I can't go back and be like, no, I don't want to listen to that song anymore because it makes me so depressed. So I'm gonna move on to another artist that makes a lot of like happy songs. And what I like about Maynard is that he won't have just those sad, depressing. You can move on to something happier or another situation. So I'll be like, wow, I can still be listening to this artist, which is really cool. He's People sometimes complain. I got actually a lot of complaints that how he's different, how he's changed. He walks around in a suit, and really, people, you guys need to, and girls, you need to move on a little bit. You need to be a little bit happy. You need to be a little bit like out there, because Maynard was with you on that hole at that time. He was angry and he was sad. But if he made his music sufficient enough to heal that, he moved on. He's a different man, and so should you. So should you. You shouldn't be also the same depressing, crazy person walking around all the time. You should move on with the artist. And I guess he wouldn't be interested on like a million people viewing his music. He would much rather see one person healing with his music. So I guess we'll be a little bit selfish if we want artists to keep on making music forever just for you and just the way that you like, and he wouldn't move on with his life and you wouldn't move on with your life. So I guess what I like about Maynard James Keenan is that he's so open-minded to all of that crap. He's so open-minded to the sameness. There's a song where he talks about addiction of the sameness. So like, you're addicted of a routine. So I guess a lot of artists nowadays are not thinking like that. They're making music all the time, the same music. They're not moving on. They say that music is all they have, but basically, how to explain this? They say music is all they have, but they won't have nothing ever but music if they don't accept the fact that they not gotta move on. That's what I like about Maynard is that he's so different. He's just a guy, obviously he has his personality. Some people thought that he was like a zoomed out space case, but he's not, because he talks and whatever, and he has like a whine. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's that guy. He could be another personality. I don't know. Some of us has like double personalities. We never know. But this is what I think about Maynard James Keenan, is that he's just the man that we need to follow. Now partially I'm talking mostly about a perfect circle. If we get into two, I don't have them. I don't have a full agreement of the music when it's about like the how to explain some sort of a religious view. I cannot agree totally, but I like two a lot, like a lot. Like if you look in my iPod, the most listened songs would be two and Perfect Circle. A little bit of Pussifer in there as well, Humbling River and V for Vagina, all these nice crazy kind of songs. So I guess we need to accept the fact that we gotta move on in life, and we gotta accept the fact that Maynard James Keenan is going to move on with his life. He's going now. He's got his business. He needs to chill. He's not gonna be a guy going around tours and making shows just because you can be happy. He will live his life happy, and the people that actually appreciate his work will be happy to see an artist that has grew with them happy as well. So that's all I gotta say about Maynard James Keenan. Really amazing artist, has a completely different view of life, completely religious views, and I guess people just gotta learn to be a little bit more like him about moving on. So that's your question answered. You can just comment on the video and please ask more questions. I'll be like really ready to answer them happily. Thank you very much.